Hey there friends, Bill in the shop today. I've got a fun and quick one for you. Pardon the noise, I'm 3D printing a prototype over here. This is something new we have coming out very soon. Excited to share that when it's ready. The quick project is badges. Every once in a while a costume will need some sort of name tag or badge, and we have a costume that needs that. For Dragon Con this year, our friends are doing a group. We're going to be the TGRI scientists from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze. The orange jumpsuits, orange hard hats, and they have TGRI name badges. And I have been tasked with making the name badges from everyone. I'm going to need to get a profile photo of everyone because the badges have a photo. But also, I need some hardware, and a lot of that stuff is store-bought. Fortunately for me, if we look at one of my glorious walls of labeled and organized stuff. If you look up here, I have a badges container because at some point I needed to make badges. Actually, I'm pretty sure I know which badge I had to make. Wow, surface of the sun. What I've got here are some badge containers, and oh, look at that. This is what I needed to make a badge for. Quite a few years ago, I made the District 9 Alien Assault Rifle. In fact, there is the Master that I made. I still have to paint one of those for myself. But anyway, I made the rifle, so I made the whole costume to go with it. The costume, of course, was Wickus there. And that outfit I'm wearing, funny story, that's not even a shirt, or it is a shirt. Those are the sleeves of a yellow shirt, I believe, draped over my shoulders to take the photo. So I'm going to have to ask my friends to do photos like that for our new one. This was, I made two of these, or I made probably more than two of these. I always make extras because these are easy to ruin or lose, so I'll do the same for my friends. In my container here, you'll see I have the plastic sleeves, and I'm going to need, I think, these same exact plastic sleeves for my current costume. They should be the right size. I'll go double check. But those look like they're about the right size. You put a little clip through there and slide the badge in here somehow. Now I don't have the correct clip. These retractable clips I think were for this costume here, but the TGRI ones do not use these retractable ones. They just use a little this sort of connector thing, but then there's a little spring clip. I might have some of those lying around somewhere if I look around, but I may have to order those. But the sleeves I have all set. The rest of the work for this is going to be in Photoshop or in Illustrator, or what I like to use is Inkscape because it's free. It's also a little easier to get your head around than Illustrator. In fact, I have a premium video course over on our website that you can buy that is a great tutorial on getting into using Inkscape. It's super useful for graphics like this and for using things like that vinyl cutter right there. Doing 2D graphics on a vinyl cutter, perfect for Inkscape. So I'll have a link to that course down below. It's super cheap if you want to learn how to use Inkscape. I'm going to load up the computer and look at some reference images and try and make some badges. I fired up Amazon to look for these clips, and I found some. Funny wrinkle though, I don't need 50, although the price is hard to balk at. I only need 6 of them, and I can get the entire badge and the clip, 10 of them, for less than that, $7.50. So I'm just gonna get this, which means I'll have extra, and I'm probably gonna have to more stuff in my container here than I started with, but that's the right price. So I think I'm going to order those, and they should get here with plenty of time. And then I need reference images. I've already gathered a few, but let's take a peek here. I saw that you can rent the movie on YouTube, so I did that, and I've been going through and clipping images. Fun thing you can do on YouTube is if I pause it and then I hit the greater than, less than keys right here, I can actually skip forward and backward by 1 frame. So for example, at one part there's a decent shot right here, but it gets a little bit of glare, so I can zip it back a few frames until there's less glare. Not a great image, but I have gathered a few more. To gather them, I can't actually screenshot. If I try and snip or do a screen recording, it makes this go blank. There's some copy protection there. So to get my screenshot, I have just been using my phone and taking photos like that. It's good enough for me, and it works just fine. Here's what I have so far. I've got some shots from earlier in the movie. I got a shot of the whole jumpsuit because we are going to make the jumpsuits. I need to cut these out on the vinyl cutter. Also, if we go through, we see the placement of the badge hanging. There's another small logo. And then, of course, the dandelions. And this will be a different video, but I really want to make a giant dandelion. If we go through, we have more dandelion shots. Some of the technicians have a D, some of them have an A, so I can mix up our badges a little bit, depending on what job you have, I guess. And then, of course, more dandelions in this nefarious youngster from the Foot Clan. That settles our references. Let's head into Inkscape. Here we are in Inkscape, and I can drag a photo right in there. I'm just going to use it as reference and rotate that around. Oop. There we go. I'm not going to trace that or anything. I'm just going to look at it. And also, like I pointed out before, we have this premium tutorial. It's an hour-and-a-half long, 7 videos, how to use Inkscape. Just the tools that I use. Everything I'll be using today is right in there. Link below. Well worth it. The first thing I want to do is lay out the size. Wait for that plane to go by. First thing I want to do is lay out the size, and if I go to the Amazon listing, we know exactly how big it needs to be to fit inside of here. Of course, I think I'll make it a hair smaller, and it also looks like in the reference image that there's a little bit of a gap on the side here, maybe about 1/4 of an inch. So let's start by making a rectangle, make it just black, and then I can set the size up here to what it says in the listing, which is 2.25 by 3.5. 2.25 by 3.5. And that's what we want to work inside of. And then I'll start laying out all of the elements individually. The first thing will be the background, which will be a little smaller and yellow. So I'm just gonna, like I said, make that just a tiny bit smaller than the badge holder there, and a little bit more on the right side there. There we go, and I can use the arrows to nudge that around. And then we'll fill that with the yellow, maybe just a little lighter yellow, maybe not super bold yellow. Oops. Get rid of the stroke on that. And then there's an outline and there's text. I'll start laying all that stuff out and I'll get back to you. Alright, here we go. About 20 minutes of work. I had to do some guessing. The logo thing here is based on this smudge of pixels and what I could make here in Inkscape quickly, but I think it looks pretty good. I did a Google search. I haven't seen anyone else making this, so I guess I'm creating the new canon. Like I said, I can modify some of this stuff. So for example, if I just copy this over here and grab another image for Brittany. Britt wanted to have a cat included on hers.
Yay.
Let me put that on the correct layer. Layer 3 gets that. I can delete me and include Brittany in her badge. Let's make it the right size. About the same size as mine. There we go. I made sure to crop these to be square. Use the arrow keys to nudge this over. And there we go. I'll give Brittany a new ID number. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I made it 8, so I'll just make a Random 8-digit number for Brit. That's her ID, and she gets to be clearance level A. And there we go. We have a couple of badges. I'll print these out on my laser printer. I have a color laser printer, and I'll see if I have some nice laser printer paper for it. And I can cut them out and put them in the badges. Well, it took me a couple of tries, but I got it right. The first tries were a little too tall for my badge holder and not wide enough. These ones were a little small. These ones are just right. And now I'm just going to get photos from my friends and I'll print their badges out as well. But for now, I can get mine and Brittany's cut out here. It's as simple as trimming the outside. Wow, that's just gone. Get back here. There's Britt. Some nice glossy photo paper here. Got a couple of badge holders. Watertight too, thank goodness. So in case anyone were to say spill their drink on me at Dragon Con, I'm not gonna smudge it. Although it's a laser print, so it should be pretty safe. There we go. It looks so legit. Get Brittany in there. Fabulous. Seal them up. Punch this thing out here. And I don't have the right things yet. I'll order those. Or I've already ordered them. And they're not here yet, obviously. But we can do this for now. Look at that. That's a pretty legit looking badge. Let's get mine. On one of these. There we go. Two legit looking badges for our costume ready to go. I love them. There we go. For your custom costume badge making needs. These were quick and easy. We're talking like a half-hour work, maybe. Most of that time was spent wrestling with my printer, but I got it to work just fine. Like I said, these will be at Dragon Con. We will be at Dragon Con this year. It'll be really fun. We have a bunch of fun casual costumes like this planned. And if you're gonna be there, please come say hi. That'll wrap it up for me today. Hopefully you learned a thing or two. Like I said, check out that Inkscape tutorial. It's a super handy program. It's useful for so many things like pattern making and all sorts of other stuff. Huge thank goes out to our members of the Extra Credit Club. Those are the fine folks who keep us employed over on Patreon or right here on YouTube. Couldn't do this without you. Thanks, please keep that up. In fact, that 3D printing thing that you saw going on in the background, they've been privy to what that is for a while, and I'm gonna have something new for them to print here soon. So if you are interested in that, please go check it out. That'll do it for me from the shop today. Thanks for watching. Happy crafting.